There's an Israeli bakery here in town that apparently was charging like $20 for a donut and a cup of coffee. Somebody went in one day and, tried to break it down and said, "Why is it so expensive?" And he says, "Well, it's $2 for the donut, it's $3 for the coffee, and the rest is for Israel." And the customer's like, "Wow, oh, that's great, okay." And the next day he comes in and he wants to buy a latte, and he's like, "Oh, that's $30. You're like, $30? Yeah, it's $4 for the latte, and it's the rest is for Israel. The third time, he tells him, "I want a croissant," and he's like, "Oh, that's $40. $40? It's $3, and the rest is for Israel." So he's like, "Why so much for Israel?" And he turns around to the kitchen and says, "Israel, come here. Somebody wants to talk to you." When we talk about Israel and the feelings that we have for it, sometimes we need to take a step back and go back to original stories. This week, all around the world, Jewish communities, we reflect on a story of the Jewish people who have left Egypt. We found our path, we know our destination. It was all discovered at Mount Sinai. And we're ready to march just a couple of days away from the Holy Land. The people want scouts that could help them give a sense of what awaits them. And Moses says, sure. They choose 10 leaders for all the tribes. And 40 days later, they come back terrified. We've come to the land. The people there are giants. They're powerful. There's fortresses. We're never going to make it. We're never going to get there. We're never going to survive. And the people are terrified. And that created a atmosphere of fear and confusion that lasted for generations. They had to wait till the next generation to make it back, to get into the land. And a question always is asked is, why? Why would Moses bother sending scouts? Was it necessary? It wasn't part of the plan. Often when we think about our homeland, when we think about our goals in life, when we think about our sacred spaces and think about our community and how we want to raise our children, we have a path that's clear. We might look to the past, to our parents, to our idealism, and we just want to march forward. This foundational story reminds us that maybe in an era, a miraculous era, we break free from bondage, and there's wondrous things that keep on occurring. But at a certain point, we need to grow up and understand that the miraculous, the love, the clear direction, that's beautiful foundations that we all need. But at some point, we need to be able to step back and see that our journey to fulfillment, our journey to our destiny, our journey to our Holy Land is really about us charting our own path, at times struggling along. We need to find scouts. While we know where our destination might be and the direction we need to go, we need to have the initiative to figuring out what's the way I'm going to get there. What's the way my family wants to progress? How do I synchronize my situation, my life, with the community's goals, with our deepest feelings for our land and for our past and for our future? And that sometimes requires a different kind of skill set. So this is a question we must ask ourselves this week and every week. What kind of scouts will we be? Are we just going to sit and wait for things to unfold? Will we take the necessary initiative to find our path? Will we be mindful to pull ourselves away as we chart our path from coming to negative conclusions, to see the positive, to see endless potential in our collective journey? We will look, we will scout, and no matter what we see, we know what needs to be done, because we know it's not only possible, it's eventually inevitable. I just need to add my initiative. Take one step at a time forward. Look at the challenge and see what needs to be done. Shabbat Shalom.